The Shiba Inu community is not yet mentally prepared for this. The inconceivable has just been done by Coinbase. Billions of Shiba Inu have been purchased by people. The supplies are on the verge of becoming unmanageable. In addition, this may be a sign that a breakthrough is about to occur in the near future. What exactly is going on? What is the reason why this is logical? Please allow me to elaborate. Welcome to Dr. Crypto, your daily serving of Shiba. This is the spot for you if you're curious about anything related to Shiba. If you want to keep informed about all the latest news forecasts and stay ahead of the crypto industry, subscribe. To get more SHIB news, be sure to click the like button. The whole Shiba Inu community was recently shaken to its core by something major. The revelation that Coinbase has just made is sending shockwaves across the industry. Just recently, a Shiba Inu transaction of an enormous size was carried out without any prior warning. There is a lot of excitement among people since we are discussing the abrupt movement of billions of tokens. This is not only an arbitrary attempt to show off one's wealth. Absolutely not. There is often a much more significant event that is in the works, but is not yet visible when this sort of movement occurs. It is not as simple as noise. This might be an early indicator of a significant change that is about to take place. At this point in time, people are making a desperate attempt to determine the possible implications of this. Is this a maneuver that is meant to be strategically advantageous? Is a collaboration a possibility? Is this a brand new listing? Or maybe it is a major participant preparing for the next increase in activity by placing themselves in advance. Whatever it is, the community is keeping an eye on it, like hawks. And let's be honest with one another. You may be sure that something of great significance is in the works when Coinbase makes an action and billions of Shiba Inu begin to dance about the blockchain. It is possible that you are now questioning whether or not this has already been included into the pricing. To be sure, one expert provided a superb breakdown of the situation. He said that Shiba Inu is gradually moving up from the lower end of the market. It is demonstrating a clear upward trend and remarkable velocity as it climbs back with vigor. At this point in time, Shiba Inu has established a strong foothold. It is not only increasing, it is maintaining a strong position above a number of quite significant levels. We are talking about volumes in the billions, which means that there are a lot of people and money focused on Shiba Inu at the moment. And what is even more optimistic than that? The price reached a new high for recent times and did not go back down thereafter. It is maintaining its strength. Behaving in such manner demonstrates a sense of self-assurance. The fact that it is holding rather than just hype indicates that this might be the beginning of something bigger. The energy is in the process of changing. And with this amount of volume, interest, and mystery surrounding the trade, the Shiba Inu chart might be building up for something enormous. Then what exactly took place? Well, it seems that there is someone out there who is making significant progress without drawing attention to themselves. Everything revolves around Shiba Inu Coinbase, which is one of the most popular cryptocurrency exchanges in the United States, was recently used to withdraw more than 111 billion Shiba Inu coins directly into a mystery wallet. That's more than simply a minor deal or some fortunate investor cashing up on their investment. In one single transaction, Shiba Inu tokens valued more than $1.3 million are being transferred. And it's not even the initial time that this has happened, if you can believe it. The very same wallet that made this enormous transfer did another grab of a similar size just 3 days prior to this one. Around $1.1 million worth of Shiba Inu. The destination remains the same, and the sender remains the same. Collecting is the only thing that is allowed. There is no selling or flipping. At this point, the wallet is resting on top of a huge pile of tokens. There are over 207 billion Shiba Inu, which is worth around $2.5 million, just resting there without being touched. This is the point at which things start to get fascinating. There is no one who knows who the owner of this wallet is. No recognized fund, exchange, or influencer is associated with it. There is not a single sound to be heard, and it has not yet transferred any of the coins out of their current location. This individual does not have their sights set on obtaining rapid profits. This individual is piling up on a lot of weight and is hanging on tightly. The question that has to be asked is, what is the reason behind this? In the current market conditions, why would anybody want to accumulate this many Shiba Inu? And, more importantly, what information do they have that the rest of us are unaware of? Is this a preemptive action that is intended to prepare for a significant announcement? Is it a component of a larger rotation that is taking place out of sight, or perhaps it is only a ghost whale who is secretly placing bets on the long-term moonshot? Of all the possible explanations, there is one thing that is obvious. Coinbase has just had 111 billion Shiba Inu leave its exchange. There is someone out there who is involved in a much more significant undertaking. In addition, retail businesses often do not become aware of these kinds of subtle changes until after they have already taken place, at which point whales have already begun to make quiet maneuvers like this. Therefore, if this is the first stage of something enormous, then the moment to start paying attention is right now. Now, this is the most bizarre thing about it. As Shiba Inu was garnering attention in the news for that enormous wallet transfer, something strange was happening on the Ethereum aspect as well, but it was not receiving as much attention. And there is hardly nobody who is discussing it. Transactions that take place on a daily basis on the Ethereum network are seeing a dramatic surge in activity, and it is not just a little increase. The levels that we are discussing are the highest that they have been since the top of 2021. In the days when the cryptocurrency market was in full monster mode, that level of activity does not just jump without a purpose. There is something that is starting to develop, and what's really crazy is that it is occurring right now while the majority of people are preoccupied with other things and do not even realize that it is going on. Nevertheless, in spite of all of this activity, Ethereum is not the center of attention. Not yet, but that is going to change very soon. There are a lot of individuals who are going to be proven incorrect by Ethereum's preparations. Although the recent buzz has switched toward meme currencies, artificial intelligence, AI tokens, and more recent chains, Ethereum is gradually regaining its supremacy, processing an enormous amount of traffic, demonstrating strength, and setting the basis for what may be its next breakthrough. Moreover, here is where things start to become even more intriguing. Ethereum and Shiba Inu are both seeing a dramatic surge in interest at the same moment, as shown by observations of Coinbase, which is one of the largest on-ramps for both retail and institutional investors. Coinbase had hundreds of billions worth of Shiba Inu withdrawn from it via a mysterious wallet. The number of Ethereum transactions is seeing a surge, reaching levels that are almost as high as the record. That doesn't give off the impression that it's random. Is it possible that this is a rotation that has been coordinated? Prior to the full onset of the next bull run, is Coinbase observing smart money making a stealthy transition into long-term plays? Ethereum and Shiba Inu are two cryptocurrencies that have very different vibes, yet they are both gaining significant popularity, and all of this is occurring discreetly behind the scenes. This is more than simply a coincidence, whatever it is. It is often an indication that the smart money has already begun to position itself in front of the curve when Ethereum begins to move in this manner and whales begin to accumulate Shiba Inu on the side. If Coinbase is the place where all of this is taking place, then we may be in the process of watching the groundwork being laid for something significant. However, the most thrilling aspect is this: Shiba Inu has finally made its return, which is the result of all of the activity that has been going on behind the scenes. A major event has recently transpired after weeks of modest swings and sideways trade. That indicates that the total amount of transactions that occurred on-chain has surpassed 1 trillion tokens. Unless anything substantial is happening, activities of that kind do not just manifest out of nowhere. This is an obvious indication. The network is beginning to awaken, and momentum is returning with a vengeance. However, the volume is not the only thing that matters. The focus is on the events that came after it. The Shiba Inu has made an incredible recovery. Within a period of just a few days, it managed to almost double in size after having ascended from its position at the very bottom of the weeds. In recent times, there has been a 72% recovery rate. Silent, stable, and possessing great strength. And now for the most shocking part of all, that implies that it is not only rebounding, it is beginning to burst out. Additionally, this eruption was not the result of chance. It occurred immediately after the price broke through a significant rising trend line, which has been strong ever since the low points of late June. That is a demonstration of technical power, and it indicates that there is genuine push to purchase that is behind this surge. More than simply a lot of noise. So, what does this imply in terms of Shiba Inu's current position? It occupies a position of great strength. The price is purposefully increasing. There is an increase in volume. The whales are gathering together. In addition, the renewed popularity of Ethereum is just making the situation much worse. Shiba Inu is doing more than just following along for the ride. It is now in the forefront of the movement for meme currencies. Optimistic take all of things into consideration and then add in the return to trillion coin transaction volume, the cost breakout above key indications, the whale accumulation from Coinbase, and the fresh enthusiasm in the Ethereum ecosystem. Additionally, we might potentially be seeing the first stages of a huge run. So to reiterate, Shiba Inu is back in action. And it is possible that we have not yet seen the true spectacle of the fireworks display if this pace continues unabated. And even if we take a look at the long-term prospects, there is every reason to have faith in the Shiba Inu cryptocurrency. As Lucy, who is the chief marketing for Shiba Inu, recently informed us in her tweet, she raised her glass and toasted to all the authentic people in this place. Cheers. Those who consistently act in accordance with what is right, even when there is no one around to see their behavior. We need a greater number of individuals who are really concerned. And to be really honest, that reveals a great deal about what is motivating this initiative. This is not simply a case of hype or short-term pumps. It is a matter of constructing something tangible with individuals who are authentic in their devotion to the mission. The Shiba Inu crew has maintained their focus on their work and have continued to put in the effort, despite experiencing both successes and setbacks. And at this very moment, we are beginning to see the fruits of that devotion appear. Shiba Inu is showing major indications of life, not just as a meme, but also as a movement. As whales continue to accumulate, volume continues to explode, and the community is stronger than it has ever been before. What we are now seeing is a resurgence of popularity. That very same conviction, a belief in the enterprise, the objective, and the individuals who are responsible for it, is what fuels it. Therefore, as we look to the future, the price is not the only factor to consider. We must also consider the foundation that is being laid, and that sort of conviction, that is what generates the next surge of activity. However, what are your thoughts on this matter? Leave a comment down below. The day is over now. Remember to give it a big thumbs up. To see our most recent material, share it, and subscribe to the channel.